What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. Today is Saturday. Thought it was Friday, but it seems like yesterday was Friday, right? So a little off on my days. But today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin pumping and meme coins slash altcoins dumping, right? I really do believe it has to do something with the dominance of the market when it comes to Bitcoin, I've noticed. But before I do go ahead and get started, give me about a few seconds, or I should go ahead and say minutes, to go ahead and double check that we are officially live. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today, and hopefully I could go ahead and see some similar faces on today's live stream, right? Started a little bit late, but I figured, the market's pumping, at least for Bitcoin, and we are seeing some meme tokens dump. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about that, right? A lot of you might be asking yourselves, why is it that Bitcoin's pumping and a lot of these meme tokens are doing completely the opposite, right? Shouldn't we be pumping as well? And it's between a yes or a no, but I definitely do want to go ahead and show you what we could be expecting in the next coming weeks, months, days for the meme coins, altcoins, and Bitcoin overall, right? So let me go ahead and pull out the live stream on my phone. Looks like we are officially live, so that's a good sign. That's a good thing to go ahead and see. And yeah, we're good. So let me go ahead and just mute this real quick, man. My Telegram's going crazy, bro. Gotta mute this thing. Mute. I'm gonna mute this thing for a while. I'm gonna mute this for at least 3 hours. All right, there you go. That way I'm not getting notifications on my phone. But all right, let's go ahead and talk about the market, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day today. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday, depending on the time that you're watching this video. But we have seen a massive pump on Bitcoin, which shouldn't be a surprise to any of you. We've been talking about this possibility of Bitcoin and doing what we're looking at right now. And honestly, it's looks like it is going to be approaching that $85,000 squeeze that I've been talking about these last couple of weeks. Now let's go ahead and look deeply into the charts and see if this confirmation has really gone through, right? We were talking about Bitcoin having this massive reversal with this fake out, which is exactly what we saw. Friday ending pretty well, and today, Saturday, the market did really well as well. We saw Bitcoin go as high as 64,500. We are at current levels of resistance, and this is a major area of resistance right now for us. So let's see if Bitcoin is going to be able to break past this zone right here. This is within the range of $64,000 to $65,000. I do believe, in my opinion, if Bitcoin could go ahead and break out of this zone really easily with no struggle, we will be seeing a massive push to the upside. So that is definitely looking, I guess, good in our favor for all those that are longing Bitcoin. I do believe that we could still go ahead and see a temporary correction where we will go ahead and see Bitcoin possibly dump, probably come back to either within this range right here, retest, and then have that massive reversal. I am expecting for some sort of move like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Bitcoin kind of slowing down in the next coming days, just for it to go ahead and pick up some steam. Because keep in mind, in my opinion, I do believe this is a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I do think that Bitcoin could go ahead and come back down to this range right here at that $61,000 range, or possibly even around this zone right here before we go ahead and see that reversal breakout to the upside, right? So I do believe it is looking pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hourly chart and see how things are doing right now. On the 4-hourly, we do see a lot of rejection within the zone right here, and we are seeing that rejection take place at the moment. We do see Bitcoin get rejected at this $64,00 range, or $64,000 range. So right now Bitcoin's doing its thing, nothing major in my opinion. I think mostly right now where we are seeing a lot of bleeding in the market is in the alts and on the meme tokens. We are seeing a little bit of those tokens take a hit right now. So overall right now, Bitcoin is looking extremely bullish in my opinion still. I don't think the narrative has changed. Even looking at the longer time frames, we do see on the weekly, we are still following this bull flag pattern that a lot of us have been talking about these last couple weeks to days, right? So market structure still remains the same in my opinion. If we go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance, which is something I really want to go ahead and talk about, we talked about how typically when we see Bitcoin fall below within these ranges right here at around Bitcoin dominance falling down below that $49,000 range, we typically do go ahead and see some sort. Did I just get rid of dominance? No, I didn't. Okay. We usually do typically see some sort. Let me get rid of this real quick. Typically when we go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance fall below within this range right here of around that 48,000 or 48% range on Bitcoin, we usually do go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance shifting down, obviously, with a lot of the altcoins and meme tokens now finally having their initial run up in the space, right? So it's something very interesting to go ahead and take a look at. I was watching this one YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he was showing this chart with that he said 2 weeks ago, which I just watched probably, I think it was yesterday. And it's really good to go ahead and watch these YouTubers, give them some time and then see how their plays play out, right? And he kind of called it on point where he was saying that with last 2 weeks ago that a lot of these meme tokens and altcoins were going to go ahead and take a hit. And that's exactly what happened, right? We did see like a 30 to 40% decline in a lot of these meme tokens and altcoins. And he did say that he did believe there was going to be one last final liquidity grab before having a full-on reversal, right? And if that was to be the case, which I do believe could be the case, that would mean that we will see possibly, more than likely, Bitcoin go within this range of dominance towards this 70%. And then this is where we're going to be having the rejection zone for Bitcoin to go ahead and come back down within the range at around that 48%, which is where the reason why this range is very important. And I don't know why none of my boxes are working. My highlighters aren't working. Nothing's freaking working, man. The heck. Refresh the chart. Bitcoin dominance. Let's see where we at. Nope. Okay, back to the dominance chart. As I mentioned right here, within this range right here, this is usually typically where we start seeing a lot of these meme tokens run up. We usually see meme tokens run up within this range right here. We've seen it multiple times since back over here of August of 2021. This is where we saw the initial Shiba run up as we saw a lot of Bitcoin dominance shifting back down. This is where everybody was calling for Bitcoin to hit 100,000, and this is where Bitcoin dominance was around that 42%. And this is, if you remember clearly, November, December was a major run up for a lot of the meme tokens, following up to altcoin season ending at around April. I clearly remember this day as if it was yesterday. I remember literally being at a club in LA, and I had a few holdings of, I think it was probably VeChain and a few other tokens, and I just remember like just seeing my portfolio pumping, bro, while I was at the club in LA, and I was like, dude, this is freaking live, dude. Like, I'm literally having fun and I'm making money, right? And then literally, you know, after May, we had that last initial kind of like pump. I would say April leading into May was like the last final pump for what is it called? For alts. And then we just saw like a major reversal starting from like May. That's when we started to see a lot of the alts do the opposite, right? Where they started kind of like collapsing within this range. So it does definitely bring back a lot of memories. I mean, this is 2022. Let me see. Maybe I'm mistaking it with no, yeah, I am correct. I do remember this very clearly. Yep. April was like the last run up that we had, and this is during the range where we saw the SNL with Dogecoin of, if I could recall, let's go ahead and check it out. SNL Dogecoin. We're gonna go ahead and find out exactly when that was. So that was around May. So we see this is around May of 2021. And with what I'm talking about, I'm literally showing you within this range right here where we did see that I don't know why it's showing me. Okay, March, May, where's May? Why is it showing it like this? I feel like it's not showing all the months. November, December, January. But this shows 2021. I don't know why. Huh, interesting. Maybe I'm confusing the chart. Is it over here then? Okay, right here. So this is where the SNL was. This is interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm getting this confused then. Something's wrong here. So when was a SHIB jump then? Let's go ahead and look at Dex. What should we use? Dex tools. Probably use Dex tools. Could have sworn SHIB was around 2021, 2022, around August. I gotta remember because I've been saying this and I could be wrong. So let me just go ahead and double check. Yeah, this is not it. Okay, 2 years ago. Let's see when it was created. Okay, so it's July of 2021. So July of 2021, let's go over to dominance. July of 2021. Okay, so I'm correct about the SHIB right here. I just don't know where this SNL stuff. That would mean it would be somewhere within this range right here, but it just shows. It doesn't show April or May, dude. What the heck? Oh, I mean, April and May would be right here. So the SNL would be right here. I don't know. This is interesting. I think we're getting the days mixed up, or I just can't remember correctly. I could have sworn during the SNL talk, SHIB was already out. I don't know. Honestly, at this point now, looking at it, I'm so confused. Like, I just confused myself even more. But I am correct within the time frame where Dogecoin ran up. We just saw that SHIB. SHIB was created on July 5th, 2021. And if we go back to the Bitcoin dominance, it is typically where I would tell everybody. For the last year, I've been telling everybody this is the zone where SHIB was created. And this is the zone where SHIB had his initial run up. So I am so correct on my analysis. I guess I'm a little blocked from the SNL of Dogecoin. I could have sworn this is where the Dogecoin SNL was. I thought it was first SHIB that had his initial big run up, and then Dogecoin followed up with the whole entire saying of $1, or maybe it was around. I can't remember honestly at this point. But either way, with what I'm saying, we had this SNL BS happen, the talk, but SHIB. SHIB was created within this range right here when Bitcoin dominance was around that 48%. And then once we saw that market shift with dominance of Bitcoin falling down, that's actually where we saw a lot of the meme tokens and altcoins run up from August clearly all the way up to October. And I also remember October, bro. Like, I literally remember October. Hey, what's up, Tillery? How are you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. One question is, man, because I thought I knew this, but I guess not. So when was the SNL, did the SNL come out before for Dogecoin and then SHIB had his run up? Like, I could have sworn I thought it was like SHIB and Doge were already out at the same time, and then Dogecoin just had the initial hype, and that's why people were also excited for SHIB. Because I could have sworn I remember buying SHIB like when during the SNL when it got listed on Dogecoin and on crypto.com. Look, crypto.com, Shiba listing. I could have sworn I thought it was during the time. Like, I think it might have even been the day of the SNL. When was it listed though? No, this is not wrong. It was not the 23rd, man. Why is it so hard to look for this kind of simple information? It should be really easy to find this information. Maybe around May 21. Yeah, I thought so, because I could have sworn we had the SNL, which was around May of 2021, and then I could have sworn, I could almost remember clearly, SHIB got listed on Crypto.com, and during the SNL with Dogecoin, it was freaking pumping because everybody's like, oh, this is the next Dogecoin SHIB, like buy SHIB, and everybody was buying SHIB during that time. I could have remembered that because I remember buying SHIB during the time when it got listed on SNL, and I remember that thing just pumping, bro. It doesn't tell me, but I know, like, I mean, Tillery just pretty much confirmed that it was around May, and I know Tillery's like been like a huge holder on SHIB and the whole entire bone and everything, so I'll stick to that. But I'm pretty sure we did. Let's see if we can check the chart right here. So yeah, we are right. I mean, look at this. So we did get listed around May. Okay, so it turns out SHIB did get listed at around April. So SHIB got listed apparently on, if I'm not mistaken, either around April or literally on May, which caused the pump, the initial pump to SHIB within this range right here. I remember holding on to SHIB around here, and then I was super freaking pissed, man, because I didn't have that much SHIB at the time, but I think I might have had... I think I had less than that now. I think I probably had at the time, I think it was 100,000 SHIB. I don't know. That's interesting. Let me check if I can see my Crypto.com transactions with how much SHIB I was holding, man. I didn't know any of this at the time, right, guys? Keep this in mind. Like, last bull run, I got super freaking wrecked. Like, I'm glad I now kind of know, like, what to be on the lookout for. But last bull run, I got wrecked, man. I remember loading up on SHIB and just dollar cost averaging. And eventually, I got tired of holding on to SHIB. I remember clearly getting tired, and I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm done with this. And I ended up buying into a token called Kuma, which I was very, very strong on that narrative because of the run-up that it had with SHIB. It was almost like a one-to-one kind of token. And I remember selling my freaking my SHIB at the time. Let's see how much I have. I actually see it right. Okay, so I had 187,000 SHIB at the time, which was worth about $1,300. So, like, look, I'm not sure if any of you can see that, but I just pulled out my transaction right here. 2021. So I literally pulled out on September 2nd of 2021. I pulled out 187. Wait, is that million, dude? Oh, snap. That was 187 million. 1, 2. Is this 100? Is that 187 million? Let's see. I think this is the amount I had. Yeah, I had 187 million. So, like, literally, I pulled out... Okay, so Shiba was super pumped in October 21st, and I think 4 million% so many people became rich. That's insane, bro. That's insane. I didn't know about SHIB until it literally got listed on Crypto.com. So I didn't know about SHIB until it got listed during that time frame. So this is what's interesting right now, too, with SHIB. And it's kind of crazy, right? I'm trying to paint a story too as well, because now we get to go ahead and kind of learn of what happened last bull run and what we have to be on the lookout for, right? Because right now the meme tokens are taking a freaking fat hit, and people are panicking, and people think that, you know, Bitcoin's done with, the bull run's done with, And last bull run, I didn't know any of this, guys. Like, I didn't know any of what I know today. Like, I didn't know Bitcoin dominance. I was like brand new into the crypto space, right? I was like literally dabbling mostly into DeFi, and just, going into these Telegram chats, and just literally, crossing our fingers that what we were jumping into, like, it was gonna pump. And so I didn't know any of what I know now, right? So I'm at a whole different ball game. But this comes to show you right here, I had about 187 million of Shiba worth, which at the time was worth $1,300. And to me, $1,300, guys, was a lot of money to me during that time. I wouldn't say it was like life-changing money, but $1,300 to me in crypto was quite a bit, right? Because that was after taking a beating on stocks and losing, like, I think I lost 60 grand in stocks. Like within that year, like a year before, I lost like 60 grand or 50 grand in stocks, probably even more, man. Honestly, I lost a lot more than that. But what I mean, I was like getting my feet wet back again, and I was making that transition from crypto, because that was during the time where everybody got slapped across the face with the AMC short squeeze, where they blocked the buying button. And I remember my contracts being worth over, I think it was either $13,000, which I wish I would have sold, and I didn't, right? Because I really believed in the narrative of AMC really squeezing, which we got screwed on. But anyways, with what I'm saying, the reason why I wanted to show you this transaction, because this is also a good reminder for myself that when we're seeing this red in the market, to remind ourselves that the market's going to come back up, right? It's just a matter of like, how patient are you? We might have to wait 6 months. We might have to wait 3 months. We might have to wait 8 months. And then eventually what we've been waiting for, we're going to be able to reap those rewards, right? But this is also a good reminder and like a slap across the face for myself that within that time, I held on to 187 million tokens worth of Doge, and I literally sold right here, guys. Like, I literally sold right here, September. I literally sold at the freaking bottom, bro. Like, literally, as soon as I got tired of holding on to SHIB, because I think at the all-time high, my portfolio was probably worth like 3 grand on SHIB or something like that, or 8 grand. I don't remember too well, right? I don't think it was worth a lot, though. I think it was like, I was just dollar cost averaging. I didn't know anything about crypto. I literally jumped into crypto within this time frame right here. I jumped into crypto around January of 2021. So I was still dabbling into trading options, right? I didn't really I knew about crypto. Like, I've been in crypto since 2017. But there was a lot of scams within that time frame of a lot of miners and like cloud mining, like Bitcoin cloud mining companies, and you had BitConnect, and I was in this other one called Devore. So like, I got wrecked, and then I was in XRP too, bro. I held on to XRP for forever, didn't do anything. So I've been in crypto since 2017, but there wasn't as much information as there is today, right? I feel like right now there's so many other influencers, there's new influencers, and there's more information and more available information for a lot of us to learn from, which is a good thing, right? But I got into the crypto market right here, and I was just holding on. I only threw in a couple $100s into it, and I remember seeing my portfolio go from like 3,000. I remember at its peak was $8,000, and that was pretty much it with crypto, right? It didn't excite me because the gains were nothing related to options. With options, I was able to turn a couple thousand or a couple hundred into like several thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. So to me, the volatility didn't really excite me, and that's where I really dabbled into DeFi. But anyways, with what I'm saying, dude, I literally sold right here. And as soon as I sold, literally freaking SHIB had his run up all the way to October. So if we were to measure that, like, I don't know how much I literally missed out on that. But let's just go back and like, let's laugh. And this is just like a reminder, because sometimes we do this. Sometimes we literally sell the bottom after holding on for months and months and months just for that freaking token, just to have its initial run up. And you're like, damn, dude, like, are you freaking serious? And if we were just patient from the beginning, we would have just never come across such thing, right? And that's like a reminder to myself. And I've never actually looked into SHIB like that. Like, I just remember that like after I sold SHIB, it pumped. Like, I just remember that. Like, after I sold it, it pumped. And I think I was actually staking Bone on Shibarium or what? Not Shiba Swap. There you go. Shibarium something else. I'm freaking tripping, but I'm talking about Shiba Swap. At the time, I was staking Shiba for Bone or something like that. But dude, that's why I ended up pulling out my I think my Shiba at the time. But let's see if we can see the chart right here. So yeah, so I sold right here, guys. I literally held on to freaking SHIB for literally so many freaking months. Like, literally, I held on to SHIB since right here. I literally ran up with SHIB from this during May. During May, I probably bought like right here during May 3rd. I saw SHIB just run up. I still held, and I continued to buy the dip. And I was holding on for literally from May, let's say April, May, June, July, August, September. So I held on to freaking SHIB for 6 months, man. 6 months I held on to SHIB. I held on to SHIB for 6 months. And after that, I was like, dude, you know what? I'm tired of holding on to SHIB. Like, SHIB's not going to do anything. And at this point, I guess whatever I was doing, staking or something, I ended up just selling SHIB. And literally, as soon as I sold, during this time right here, you just saw SHIB run up in October. So if I would have waited I would have been patiently for like another month, we would have been good, right? I think I literally missed out on a 10x, yes. So my portfolio would have been worth at that time $12,000. $12,000 my portfolio could have been worth. But instead, I got tired of waiting and I sold, dude. Hey, Happy, thank you. I appreciate you for being there. Yeah, I'm still holding SHIB since May 2021, and I got in on Shiba Swap in July. So we got in within the same time, Tillery. That's freaking insane, bro. Are you holding a decent amount of SHIB? I think SHIB's going to be the move to hold on to, and I'm glad we're actually looking at this chart, because I do believe SHIB's going to do like possibly like another 10 to 20x. Which might sound a little crazy to a lot of you, but realistically, I do think SHIB could do a 20x, and this is not that insane, right? Because a 20x from a token that's pretty hyped up already, compared to like the base tokens that we're jumping into, I think has a better return of investment, right? But with that being said, like, I literally missed out on 10 grand on SHIB back in 2021 right here in September, because I got tired and I was impatient, right? And one thing that I've learned when it comes to crypto, when it comes to just in life in general, I think being patient is one of the most important things. And now the fact that I understand the way the market moves, I think now I know. And I know what to expect and what to see from the market, and not to panic during times like what we're seeing right now, where we're seeing the whole market literally dump. The reason why I don't panic anymore and I'm comfortable holding on to my positions is due to the fact that right now I never actually even looked at it like this until like today, that I really realized how much I really missed out. I just remember selling, SHIB and missing out on money. But anyways, with what I was saying, I remember clearly this time of 2021. I remember 2021, the year of 2021 was a pretty good year of crypto for and stocks. Honestly, it was a really fun year. And I remember clearly within this range right here around October, this is where I remember I was at a Halloween party, dude, and I just remember seeing all my meme tokens pump. Like Cat Girl was pumping, Panda Girl, I think, was at the time that was pumping around November. Like, all the memes were freaking amazing, dude. It was a freaking blast within this time right here. Like, I just remember one day looking at my portfolio and just seeing all these meme tokens pump, right? Unfortunately, I didn't take profits because I didn't know any of this. Now we do know, right? So this is the reason why I'm saying that this information of what we're looking at is very, very important, because clearly right here, this is when Shiba was created, around the 48% range, or at least the pool was created. And then right here, we had Pepe created on 2023 around April. So if you see right here, this is where Bitcoin dominance was around 48%. And if we go ahead and take a look at Pepe, let's go ahead and look at Pepe. Pepe was created a year ago? Dude, that feels longer than that. It's at a 3 billion market cap, bro. So we still have a lot. I mean, SHIB and Dogecoin at his all-time high hit a 40 billion market cap. So realistically, that would mean that Pepe would do, let's say if it was to do a 40 billion market cap, that would take us to a 39, 38, 37 billion market cap. So that would mean that would be a 37x. So Pepe has the potential to still do a 37x, right? So that's a 37x is pretty impressive compared to a 20x on SHIB, which is still pretty good. I'm not despising a 20x not being crazy, but if none of you have been in crypto since last bull run, the meme tokens on DeFi, like the tokens that are not listed on these exchanges, do a lot better. Like if 30 or 20x sounds exciting, think about 50 to 100x's. That's literally what we will be seeing in the market. And that's kind of the reason why I'm betting also on base, because I do believe that they're going to have that kind of run up where we will see, you know, Pepe and SHIB do that 20 to 30x. And then we're going to probably see a lot of the base tokens do a 50 to 100x. They're just going to outperform them. And because that's like the leverage position, right? So looking at Pepe, same thing right here with Pepe. Pepe was created on 4/14. So on April 14, 2023. So we go back to the Bitcoin dominance. As you see right here, Bitcoin dominance within that range is around 48%. And if you remember clearly, obviously Pepe was created around this range. We had a Pepe 2.0. We had, I think, MOG, refund token. We had a lot of the freaking shitcoins, the trending shitcoins during this time around April. And this is where Bitcoin dominance was around 48%, right? A lot of people were hoping we were going to go ahead and see meme coin season happen, right? Where we're going to have, this is usually where the massive meme coin season happens, within this range right here, when we see Bitcoin dominance fall below that 48%, right? And that's what we were all expecting. I was expecting that myself. And this is kind of the reason why I was betting kind of all big on meme tokens within that range, because I was also expecting a major DeFi meme coin season within this range, because we were all expecting for Bitcoin dominance to get rejected one more time. And then we were all going to have a meme coin season last year within around July or September. And it turns out we didn't. We actually had the opposite, where we had Bitcoin dominance go up, and we actually saw Bitcoin going up instead of going down, right? So, but one thing what I want to go ahead and show to you is, a lot of people are like, John, Bitcoin is doing good. Like, why are meme tokens and altcoins not performing, right? why are meme tokens and altcoins not doing well? Well, hold on for a second. I'm going to go ahead and read this question from Tillery, this comment, and I'm going to go ahead and show you why we're seeing what we're seeing in the market, where you're seeing Bitcoin pump like crazy. You're seeing altcoins and meme tokens dump, and they're dumping 30, 40, 50, 70%. You're losing your mind. You're like, bro, what's going on? Like Bitcoin's pumping. Why aren't my memes doing that as well? Why aren't my altcoins doing that as well? So hold that thought real quick. Let me go ahead and read what Tillery just said. Let's see. A few hundreds, but you can earn Bone tokens in Shiba Swap too. But yeah, I haven't been on there in a while. How much Bone have you been able to earn off of that, bro? Because I might consider doing that, because I think SHIB, in my opinion, I think SHIB and Pepe are like more of a safer alternative, and Dogecoin a safer alternative play for like normies. Like, if you want to have some risk in the market, but you don't want to be too degenerate, SHIB and Pepe would be like the move. You know what I mean? Like if someone's like coming into crypto and you want to get them exposed to meme tokens, I would just throw them to like into like a SHIB or a Dogecoin or a Pepe, bro. Just keep it that simple, right? Because those are gonna do very well. Those are gonna do a 20x. But if you're trying to get people into like the DeFi space, man, they're gonna lose their mind of how difficult it is to transact in, and two, how volatile it really is compared to these other meme tokens. At least Pepe, SHIB, Doge, they have been out for a few years. At least Pepe's only been out for a year, right? But that's still good for a meme token. And the fact that it is currently at that 3 billion market cap is a really good sign. So there's a high probability that if Doge and SHIB hit a 40 billion market cap during its all-time high at the last bull run, there's a high probability that Pepe is also going to do the same, right? Alongside with a lot of these other meme tokens on these other blockchains such as Solana, right? So a 40 billion market cap is not insane at those tokens, because most of these tokens only have about a 20 to 30x left to run up. Like for example, I think Pepe probably at his most is going to do like a 30 something x this bull run, and SHIB and Pepe, I don't see Doge doing any more than like a 10x. I think that's like the most, because I do see Doge hitting $1, but I don't see it going any higher than that. Maybe $1.50, max $2, but I don't see it doing any more than that. I think $1 is going to be the price point where a lot of people might sell their SHIB at, which would cost a lot of selling pressure. But for SHIB, I still do believe that SHIB has about a 20x left, and Pepe has a 30x. So if Pepe and SHIB have a 20 to 30x left from where they're at right now, and we think based on their market caps it's already expensive, imagine what these other tokens are going to bring to the table. They're going to be bringing 100, 200, even probably 300 x's, right? So the reason why I'm telling you this is the Bitcoin dominance chart gives us a lot of information, right? I just walked you through right now and deep down. We're showing you charts and facts as to what usually happens when we see Bitcoin dominance reach this range of around the 48%, right? So I did go a little bit longer than what I wanted to go into and show you, but this is a chart that's really, really important, right? This is what I want to go ahead and show you right here. So within this range right here in Bitcoin, back right here in December, within this range right here on Bitcoin, let's just ignore this right here, right? Right here on Bitcoin, like let's keep our eyes on these candlesticks. And these candlesticks are really, really important, and I'll tell you why right now in a second. So during this time right here in around October of 2023, I told a lot of you, if you guys were following me on my old channel, that I was going to begin to long a lot of meme tokens. I said, hey guys, I think we're going to have a run up on meme tokens and altcoins. I'm going to go ahead and bet big on altcoins, on meme tokens, right? And if you remember, and if you've been following me since my last channel, Altcoin John, during October, it was actually towards the end of October was when I started leveraging my position into Pepe 2.0. I leveraged my position into Pepe 2.0 with $100, and I turned my $100 into $20,000 in about 2 to 3 weeks, right? Bitcoin dominance at this point right here was doing pretty good. Bitcoin was going up, and I was telling a lot of people Bitcoin was also going to pump. This is when Bitcoin was at like $42,000, $42,000, and I told a lot of you it was going to go passing 52,000 and above, right? 69,000, I think it was. And a lot of people were calling for Bitcoin a dump, right? Either way, the reason why I'm backing you towards that, because if you see, as soon as Bitcoin dominance became red, or the purple candlestick is a red month for Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin dumped in November, guess what happened? We had all the meme tokens run up. We had Bonk, we had Pepe 2.0, we had a whole bunch of these meme tokens where everybody was freaking making money on meme tokens, literally. Everybody was making money on meme tokens. I remember trading freaking Pepe 2.0 on leverage, trading Bonk. That's when I got introduced into Solana a little bit more. I was leverage trading like crazy within this month. And the reason why I made money very, very easily was due to the fact that the market was in my favor. I literally caught the bottom, and I didn't realize that till like right now. I'm realizing that right now, like literally right now on live stream. I'm realizing how I was able to time this bottom so perfectly, and I did it accidentally. I'm not gonna go ahead and sit here and tell you 100% that I knew that Bitcoin was gonna dump and that was gonna cause meme tokens to pump, right? I didn't know any of that, bro. Like I'm literally like learning this as much as you are. Like I literally just started leverage trading back in March. Like it took me from March, a little bit over 6 months to really understand how to leverage trade. So let's say I started leverage trading around April, or let's say May. We have June, July, August, September, October. So it took me 6 months to learn how to leverage trade. So blowing up accounts back to back to really understand how to play with leverage, right? So it took me about 6 months of losing money constantly and not knowing how to leverage trade. It took me 6 months to then finally hit it, right? When I hit it pretty big. I turned $100 into 20 grand in less than 2 weeks leverage trading. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and lie to you and tell you that I exactly knew that Bitcoin was going to dump, and that's the reason why I shifted towards meme tokens. I just had a feeling. I just had that strong feeling where I'm like, okay, meme tokens are going to take off, right? And that's why I did it. But right now, looking at the chart, the reason why meme tokens went up and altcoins was because the dominance of Bitcoins was now shifting. So if you see this correlation as Bitcoin's going up, we're typically going to go ahead and see altcoins and meme tokens take a hit. And you're like, John, why would we have that? Well, because people do not want to be on risk on assets, meaning they want to go to what is less volatile and less risky, which is Bitcoin, right? People, investors, traders would rather trade Bitcoin instead of trading altcoins and meme tokens because those are too high risk at the moment. So the way it plays out is that you have money from all the traders that made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of Bitcoin. All that money and all that profit that they made, they're going to go ahead and shift it into meme tokens and altcoins. And this is the reason why this still goes back with the narrative of Bitcoin being that $85,000 range, right? Because what I'm looking at is it's multiple scenarios right here, right? We're going to be looking at the scenario where Bitcoin dominance falls. And the quicker we see Bitcoin dominance fall back down to 48%, meaning once we start seeing less interest in Bitcoin and we see that interest fall down to this 48%, this is what's going to trigger a meme coin season. I literally just gave you examples of multiple years going back from 2021, 22, and 2023, right? So this is proven data. Can this data change? 100%. But so far, it has been doing that for 3 years. For 3 years, it has shown us that every time Bitcoin dominance falls below 48%, we see a meme coin season triggered. Once we really start reaping crazy rewards where we see this DeFi run up, where we see tokens run up 100, 200, 300%, where the real life-changing money comes in is when Bitcoin dominance falls below 43%. This is where literally we're printing money out of thin air, guys, where we throw our money into almost any meme token and we're making a 10, 20, 30x daily. Like, I'm not even exaggerating to any of you. If you were here last bull run and you were exposed to these meme tokens, wait till you come over here when we start seeing 43%. That's why I was telling everybody that once we saw this mini meme coin season run up on around November and everybody was making money, I'm like, dude, the real DeFi meme coin season hasn't even started yet. The real season where literally a lot of people become millionaires, and I'm not even exaggerating, is within this range right here of over 48%. So if we're able to time this market correctly, which we probably won't, I'm gonna be honest with you, we might not be able to time the market correctly because it might just throw us off. But I'm almost confident to say that this time we'll be able to position ourselves to not only protect ourselves from losing money, but also to take advantage of us of making a lot of freaking money. So that's why right now, today on a Saturday, I decided to go ahead and live stream, right? Why? Because I'm looking at what's going on in the market, and a lot of people are being fearful. And I remember, clearly last bull run and during times like this, when if you're not too aware of what I'm looking at, like these charts, if you're not aware of what's going on, I understand why people would panic, right? Why people would go ahead and sell. And I just showed you transactions of when I was holding on to SHIB and I sold before it had that run up to a 10x, right? So we don't want that to happen. And the only way we could go ahead and stay informed of what's going to happen is by looking at the charts and understanding what's going on in the market, right? Because the more we understand, the more we see proven value and proven facts of data showing us literally multiple trends, seasons that we have seen time and time and time and over again. That's how we're going to be able to have the best calculated bet. Because obviously this is all speculation. It could change. Maybe Bitcoin dominance doesn't ever fall down below that, but I really doubt it. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and show you another chart why as well too, what we're seeing. But this is factual data. So there's only two scenarios that could happen right here. We either have reached a top of Bitcoin and Bitcoin's top is in now, and that's it. And if that is the top for Bitcoin, we're going to be reaping meme coin season very, very soon. Maybe in the next 2 to 3 months, right? Worst case scenario is Bitcoin runs up to that 85 to that $100,000 range, which I would believe would be around that 71% Bitcoin dominance. And once we trigger this zone right here, as we start falling down, this is where altcoin season will be triggered, right? So as we're falling down, we're going to have the altcoin season triggered, and then we're going to come back down all the way to 49, 48%, and then we're going to have meme coin season triggered. And as it's falling all the way down to dominance of about 39 to 40%, this is where we're probably going to be getting close to the last final run up of the market. This is where by right here, by this time right here, we're going to be exiting and taking most of our profits out of the market, because that means a market crash is going to happen. And that means that the top of the market has been reached, right? So that's 2 points right there, I guess, if you want to call it. Both case scenarios. Both of the cases are bullish in my opinion. But yeah, so right now we're seeing just strong dominance in Bitcoin. In other words, we're seeing more interest in Bitcoin, and that's the reason why these meme tokens are kind of taking a hit right now alongside with altcoins, right? So now I want to show you another chart, which is an ETH/Bitcoin chart. And this is also very important. This correlates to what I'm telling you, okay? So this is not just John coming out with these magic numbers thinking that these proportions were going to go ahead and trigger this kind of market. No, this is not just me thinking this. This is me literally since back in 2021 eyeing Bitcoin dominance very, very carefully and analyzing how the market reacts to these levels. And this is how we're able to have a higher prediction, right? So I've been analyzing this since 2021 now, or 2022. So I've been eyeing this for literally 2 years straight to see how these charts move. And keep in mind, the more time we have, the more data we have on the charts, the easier it is to predict tops and bottoms. So it's actually going to get easier for us to predict bull runs and market crashes in the near future. It's going to get easier for the market to be predictable, right? Which also means is going to diminish the amount of money we'll be able to print out of thin air as time goes on. But with that being said, let's take a look at ETH BTC. I'm going to read some comments. And I think this is also a very important chart for us to look at. And it's going to explain the correlation with Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum and what we could be expecting moving forward, right? Jackson, how's it going, man? Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good one today, man. How are you doing, man? What happened to that channel, bro? Mod me up. Yeah, let me go ahead and mod you up, man. Let me know if anybody wants to become a mod. Can I mod you up directly? Let's see. Add as moderator. All right, Tillery, I just made you mod. If anybody wants to participate and become a moderator, just let me know. Yeah, so, okay, let's talk about ETH BTC. So looking at ETH BTC is the same exact thing too as well, right? We're seeing this shift into ETH, into Bitcoin, right? So we are expecting Bitcoin or Ethereum to also have this fall off. We are seeing on Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum slash Bitcoin pairing that we have printed this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we saw this run up in around May of 2021, right? So right now we haven't had that much strong dominance into Ethereum yet. We've actually been seeing a stronger dominance in what is it called, in Bitcoin. So what we are expecting very soon as well too for Ethereum pairing is that we are seeing out of this POC, point of control using a fixed range indicator, there's a lot of volume within this range right here. Literally at this range, there's a lot of volume at this square right here. Where I put this square, there's a lot of volume, which could act as a support and a resistance. So this would initially act as a support. So I do potentially see that the ETH slash Bitcoin pairing will go ahead and probably test these lows right here and then have an initial bounce up from this bottom right here, like having like a quick little run up. It bounces, it runs back up, might slightly dump a little bit, but then we're gonna initially see that dominance creep up on Ethereum, right? So right now we are seeing more dominance towards Bitcoin with this Ethereum slash Bitcoin pairing, meaning that in order for this, meme coin or altcoin season to run up, we need to go ahead and see more dominance in Ethereum, right? We need to go ahead and see Ethereum going up. And right now with what we're seeing with this ETH slash BTC, if I'm reading it correctly, as is right now, we're seeing a slightly shift into Bitcoin instead of Ethereum, right? And keep in mind, most of these meme tokens and most of these tokens are running on the ERC20 blockchain. We have Dogecoin running on the ERC20. We have SHIB running on the ERC20. We have Pepe running on the ERC20. So we're having all these major meme tokens and altcoins running on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So as Ethereum crashes, we're going to go ahead and see also a lot of those altcoins that are running on the Ethereum blockchain, the ERC20, following alongside with the meme tokens that are running on ERC20, they're also going to dump. And mostly we're going to see a bigger correction on meme tokens, right? So until we start getting that Ethereum dominance back in the game and we see that shift from Bitcoin to Ethereum, that's when we're going to be seeing those meme tokens slash altcoins start to pump, right? And this chart right now is showing us that there's actually more weakness into Ethereum dominance as opposed to Bitcoin. People would rather buy Bitcoin and trade Bitcoin than Ethereum. So that this chart right here is giving us signs that we're probably not going to be there just yet, right? We want this run up to happen like right now. I was expecting meme coin season to already be here. Usually it starts around April and May. And we might have that shift this year. We should have already started at around April, right? So far we've already delayed that. We haven't really had that run up on meme tokens in April. So potentially that would mean that if Bitcoin's top is not in yet and we don't start seeing Bitcoin dominance shift, that means potentially we're probably not going to really see that meme coin season we're waiting for until around July or September, around that August-September zone. And that's when we're going to be taking advantage of our profits. It doesn't mean we can't be seeing like a 1 month or 2 month period of meme tokens take off. That's still very possible. As you see right here on this chart, we saw meme tokens take off again within March, if you remember clearly. As Bitcoin started to dump, we saw a lot of like the AMC and GameStop run up on the Solana thing, and I think it was also like those special tokens around March where they started to come out, right? So we need to see this dominance. Just type in Bitcoin dominance BTC D on the monthly, and every time you see this red, or for me it's purple, I change it to purple, this is where you're typically going to have altcoins slash meme coins run up, right? So right now, until we see that, that's when we're going to have our run up, right? I already showed you the Ethereum chart. This is also showing us still some delay in the market before we see meme tokens run up again, alongside with the Bitcoin dominance. If this is not the top, we will be seeing 70% dominance, and then initially we will have meme tokens run up. So what I'm just trying to show you guys is we just have to be patient. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted this month to be the month of April to be a huge meme coin season, it just didn't play out, right? So, you know, our goal right here just to be aware why things are just not going in our favor. And it doesn't mean that during times like this in the market, it doesn't mean we won't see tokens run up. We're just not going to see too much excitement into the market. Like as soon as you saw Bitcoin dominance pick up, you even saw a correction on Andy. You saw a correction on a lot of these base tokens right now. There's a few right now, you know, Candy 22%, CC 26%. You see slightly a few tokens here and there that are up in percentages, but overall, there's very few of those doing very well. Even when we look at the crypto bubbles, we are seeing now in the hourly a slight little reversal, but like nothing too major to celebrate with, right? So it doesn't mean we won't see tokens run up in the next coming days, in the next coming weeks. It doesn't mean you won't be able to capture a 74x or a 10 or a 20x. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that a lot of the meme tokens that you're loading up on in altcoins, as you're seeing Bitcoin go up, you're just going to see less interest into these tokens. They're perceived as more risky, so people, investors, traders are willing to go ahead and trade something that's less risky, which is Bitcoin, right? Once they start getting that market confidence is when they start shifting into these riskier assets, right? But with that being said, we have seen a correction on Andy. It looks like we could be followed by a fake out. Right now I'm still looking at this area to be right now I'm still looking at the zone. As long as it holds it pretty well, we should be good. This is a point of control zone, which is a very important zone that's acting as a support right now. It once was prior of resistance, and we were able to break through very, very nicely on that, right? So now the thing is, for Andy on base, if we don't hold this this area of support, I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be looking extremely bearish, right? And this is the reason why I wanted to make today's live stream, right? It is a Saturday, and I was kind of debating, like, should I go ahead and do it? I'm not even sure if people are going to watch it because it's a Saturday. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and post it just in case, because we could see a bloody weekend. And I don't want anybody to panic into a lot of these positions. And I wanted to show you the reasons why there's a possibility we could dump. And if there is a dump, how to react to it, right? So if you do see a dump, do not panic, right? So there is a possibility if Andy does lose his support, we could be seeing a major dump, literally from the zone right here down to an additional 53%, right? So do not panic if we were to go ahead and see that. We are seeing you know, a little bit more selling pressure than buying pressure on Andy, but we're about to reach that 23,000 holder count, which is something really big to celebrate on, right? So keep that in mind. There could be some tokens of yours, your favorite tokens, maybe dump. We might see a reversal in Andy. I don't know. We are at some very critical areas. I'm going to be honest. We are at least approaching critical areas. So if we don't see a reversal within the zone right here, and do expect a fake out. I could expect also a fake out on this. If we don't see a reversal from the zone right here, and we don't go ahead and climb back up pretty quickly, then we are going to fall back down below. But right now, so far, it's not looking like anything major to panic about. This is, you know, healthy correction. As I mentioned, we did almost like a 1 point something X right here, which was, let's see, it was a 1.2X. So not too bad. And then we were followed with the correction from this top to this bottom of about 40%. We could just call it 40% correction. So don't panic if you do go ahead and see a lot of your favorite meme tokens dump. Obviously, there's going to be, you know, good tokens that are worth holding on to and not so good tokens to hold on to. But Andy is a good token, and if this was to dump, do not panic. As I mentioned, we have to go ahead and keep in mind this longer term play, because I just showed you my SHIB literally transaction that I had back in 2021. And when I sold the bottom of SHIB, that's literally when it ran up. If I would have been patient for just one more month, I would have reaped my rewards of holding on to my position for 6 months, right? So there could be a probability we might have to. Thank you, Tillery. I appreciate you. There could be a probability that we will see this meme coin / altcoin season run up, but there could also be a probability where we have to be patiently waiting 3 to 6 months before we see a lot of these conviction plays play out, right? So we are currently in May. Unfortunately, June, July, we might see some sort of DeFi summer that everybody's talking about. That's what we saw last year on last mini meme coin run up, and that's what we could be seeing again, right? So just keeping these numbers in mind, I just want you to know that let's learn from each other's mistakes, right? I'm showing you what I went through this last bull run and how I got wrecked, and how I wish I would have known all of this information that I know now. But what I could go ahead and say that I'm very grateful that I've learned this information, right? Because my curiosity of like understanding and trying to learn how I could become a better trader, how I could become a better investor, and overall how I could become a better technical analyst has really brought me into this field of understanding a lot of these data. Like I spent hours, guys. I spent hours researching, looking into the charts, looking at how this is going to play out. And keep in mind, I've been eyeing that Bitcoin dominance for the last 2 years. This is not something you just learn overnight, right? You either learn through the experience of others or through your own personal experience. So I only listened to a few YouTubers, Crash being one of them. I've been listening to Crash since last year. So the FUD that I've been hearing about Crash, I don't agree to. I don't want to go ahead and say that the guy, I could vouch for him 100%, but I could definitely say that he has called multiple plays in the past that I faded, right? That I wasn't too sure on. So I've been listening to Crash since last year. So I've been watching him, and I've been watching his plays, and I've been looking at his TA. He does get it wrong sometimes. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and tell you that he has a 1-to-1 never calling the market wrong. Like, that's BS. And I'm not sure if he's ever claimed that, but if he does, he's full of it. I've seen some. I remember when he was bearish on Bitcoin and I was bullish, and he got wrecked out of his position. You know what I mean? So like, and that's what you have to expect from traders. Not everybody's going to be correct. This is not a game of who's correct and who's not, right? This is really a game of like, how much money can you lose, and how much money can you make, and how much money can you minimize losing, right? Everybody's going to have different opinions. But at the end of the day, the way we're going to find out where the market's going to go is going to be based off what the data is telling us. And unfortunately, the data is always going to be, it might go up, it might go down. And I know people get mad because they want a concrete answer. But unfortunately, you can't give a concrete answer when there's a lot of factors outside of what's going on in crypto that really affect the crypto market, such as wars, such as FOMC meetings, the Fed rate, unemployment, what's going to go on with unemployment in the US, crypto is like almost pegged 1-to-1 to the US stock market, right? So there's a lot of outside factors where it affects the crypto market, lending, what's going on with lending, what is going on with borrowing, what's going on with credit defaults, you know what I mean? All of this information, all this fundamental Wall Street boring stuff have a huge correlation to the crypto market as well, right? And that's what people do not understand. The thing with crypto is that we're typically going to be followed with a higher volatility as compared to the stock market, right? So keep that in mind. There's a lot of outside factors that you and I can't control, and that's why it's very, very difficult to nail the market a 101. But what we could go ahead and do is prepare ourselves, right? Because I believe as long as we're aware of what's going on in the market and we're not like cats and dogs trying to figure out what's going on, you're going to be able to not only relax and not stress out of your positions over the weekend, but whenever you see a dip, you're going to be like, oh snap. Like I remember that chart that John showed me of when he sold SHIB and when SHIB literally took off, and we're getting the same signal that we're getting right now, right? So why should I panic, And I feel like that's what's going to bring some peace in mind, because I go to sleep comfortably, guys. Like I look at I go to sleep like right now on my portfolio, I don't even panic. I don't. Why? Because of the fact that I know these plays are going to be plays that are going to take us 3 to 6 months if you're willing to go ahead and hold on to it. If you're willing to just be patient, hold on to it. We have the data. I'm telling you, we have the data to know when the market will crash and when it will do a reversal. The market is still showing us signs that there's more than enough time for this market before it reverses. Can it change any time? 100%. But this is the reason why I'm actively scanning the market 7 days a freaking week. Until I get a sign that it gives us that the market top has been in or is near in, I'll let all of you know. But until then, we're good right now. We're chilling like a chinchilla. Load up, not financial advice. And just DCA. That is your best bet. DCA into your altcoins. DCA into your meme tokens. If you are feeling a little bit more degenerate and you're good with trading, try out leverage trading or just spot trading on my Blofin down below in the description. No KYC, literally like Bybit, takes less than 3 seconds to create an account, and it also supports the channel. But they're also giving me a $5,000 sign up bonuses just by using my link down below. But if you're experienced with leverage trading, this might be the move as well too. I wouldn't suggest leverage trading right now. It's really, really volatile. And overall, you just need to be very, very careful with what's going on in the market. But the market is still showing us signs that the market has plenty of room. I mean, look at SHIB. SHIB alone is giving us signs that this thing is going to do a minimum 10 to 20x. And people might look at the market cap of what SHIB is at, and it's at a 14 billion market cap. And we might think that's a lot, but in reality, it could still do another additional 20x. That would take us to, if, what would it be, a 20 to a 14? Let's go ahead and look. Say 20 to a 14. That'd be a 280 billion market cap, bro. That would mean that SHIB would be at a 280 billion market cap at a 20x. And if we were to just do a 10x, that would take us to 140 billion, which sounds insane, right? But the charts are telling us that that's very, very possible. We haven't even reached the top of SHIB. We're still, from these ranges right here, we're still literally a 4x, 3.5, 4x away from SHIB reaching its all-time high. So even if you wanted to play safer and you're like, hey John, I don't think SHIB's gonna hit a 20x. Well, let's just say worst comes to worst, SHIB only takes a 15x. It's still not bad, bro. Or even a 5x. That's still not bad. Doge, I think Doge's top might be around the $1 range, but that's a whole entire different discussion with what I'm trying to tell you. But overall, I like how they have Doge right there dancing and everything. But even Doge alone, I mean, if we look at this chart, Doge is only a 5x away from hitting his all-time previous high. And to $1, it's a 7x, bro. For Doge to hit $1 is only about a 6 to a 7x away. It's not that far. It might sound unrealistic and crazy and overhyped, like, oh, people are hyping it. But no, SHIB is Doge is it's like nowhere near its top either. And $1, it would only take us to a 7x. You know what I mean? And from its previous all-time high, it's at a 5x. So even if you were to put in $10,000 right now on Dogecoin, and at its previous all-time high hits a 5x, it's 50 grand in your pocket, right? Not life-changing money. It might be too many, but a 5x is not that bad with that kind of amount of money, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is we have to sometimes zoom out, look from an outside perspective, and really say, okay, are we overhyping this, or does this all make sense? And from a data standpoint, we're good. We're chilling like a chinchilla. We have been growing with Doge as well. We're nowhere near top. We will get near top. Will Dogecoin surpass $1? I don't know. Maybe it's all-time high. And I just said it earlier. I'm like, probably doesn't go any higher than $1.50 to $2. and that would be a 12x. So I think, in my opinion, Dogecoin could do like a 12 to a 15x. I don't see it doing a 20x. I could be wrong, but even that alone, a Dogecoin at a 10 to 12x, most people will not be able to get these kind of gains in a stock market, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because if you want those safer alternative plays, you might want to consider throwing some money into Doge, SHIB, and what other token are we talking about? Doge and SHIB and Pepe, because Pepe will still have a potential to do a 37x. So I'm considering that. Like, I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? If I really want to get into these riskier plays, I could just consider these Doge, SHIB, and Pepe as like an altcoin, which is really not an altcoin. It's a meme token, but they're at levels that they might be considered technically almost an altcoin at this level, because their market caps are freaking high, dude. I don't know what market cap Dogecoin is at, but their volumes alone at the 3 billion, bro. That's freaking insane. That is freaking insane. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Also, one thing I wanted to show you right here is the Bitcoin fear and greed chart. And we're back to the levels of greed, man. 69. Do you see how quick we went from freaking fear to greed in like literally less than the day, man? We were literally just talking about this yesterday, right? I said, consider, loading up on these dips, because we will see a quick reversal in the market. So have that perspective, zoom out sometimes, take a breather. As I mentioned, everybody that's watching right now on a weekend, man, and it's absorbing all this information that we're talking about, we're going to be the ones enjoying our profits in the next 6 to 8 months. It might be 12 or 14 months that we might still have this run up, but I'm giving a little zone of like 6 to 8 months that we have left of this bull run. We'll see how quick this goes. Maybe because of the presidential selection this year in the US, it could get pushed to 12 or 14 months, which is very, very possible. But I don't see the market extending no longer than 12 or 14 months. I think that's already going to be a near top. And I'm guessing that we have 6 to 8 months left in the market. We're going to go ahead and see where things go in Q4 if they decide to cut interest rates. One thing that I saw very, very, very interesting, and I was watching because Bitcoin, I think it was because Bitcoin, I think it is. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a few people you should consider watching when it comes to YouTube. I don't watch that many influencers. I don't like watching influencers. I don't like watching YouTube channels, because I do not want to get influenced by what they're saying or what they're buying or what they're doing, right? I like to go ahead and come up with my own predictions, my own analysis. But there is a few people that I do watch in this space that I do have high levels of respect that I would recommend all of you to also go ahead and watch, right? And one of them being that I want to go ahead and talk about, if any of you have come across, is called Because Bitcoin. And this guy is the guy that has been doing videos with, what is his name? With Crash. They're buddies, right? So I found out about Bitcoin because of Crash. I've been following Crash for over a year now. So I've been watching his plays. He has hit some wrong ones. He has hit some pretty good home runs, right? I've seen him hit more home runs than actually not good calls, right? So he does not have a freaking 100% freaking call ratio, right? If he says that, that's full of BS. I've been following him for a year, and I could tell you, a few plays that he has hit wrong, but overall, he has called pretty good plays so far. He's called some really good plays, and I think the last one was Brett, whether he's part of the team or not. Whatever the case is, that's what really blew up Crash. But Crash was nowhere near as to where he's at right now. His channel, his viewership, the people that were following him, like, he was nowhere near where he's at right now, right? So this all happened this year, but he's been doing YouTube for a while. And I didn't meet Crash personally, but I found out about Bitcoin because of Crash, right? So this is Max. This guy has some really good freaking TA, bro. And this guy goes over showing you how unemployment interest rate cuts have affected the market and how typically that calls in for a top of the market. And what I found very interesting is that literally I already had a prediction of a point in my head that I'm like, okay, I think the market might top around 6 to 8 months. And with what he was saying, I'm like, dude, it kind of correlates to what I'm saying, right? So I listen to very few YouTubers, and the ones that I do listen to are actual traders. And I would recommend you also watching them. That way you can kind of see their analysis. When I come up with these analyses, I come up with my own predictions, my own convictions, and then I watch their videos, and then I learn a little bit about them, right? So I don't try to get too influenced by anybody because I think it's always best to have your own opinion. But because Bitcoin is a very good channel, another channel for all of you that are not aware, Crash Trades. This is the guy that has millions of dollars in Brett's. There's a lot of FUD on him, but he's a very smart guy, man. And like I mentioned, I've been following his channel for a year now. I've learned a lot from him. And as I mentioned, he has called some wrong plays, so he doesn't have a 1-to-1 or 100% call ratio, right? He's called a few bad plays, but overall, he's called more good ones than bad ones. So Crash, because Bitcoin, and then I would recommend, who else do I watch? That's pretty good. I just found out this new guy that's really, really freaking good. But I want to watch him a little bit more before I start recommending him to anybody. But another one that's really good, it's Blockchain Backer. Like, screenshot this, guys. Screenshot it or write it down on a piece of paper. Blockchain Backer as well. Like, literally, when I'm starting off my day, I watch Blockchain Backer every day just to go ahead and get a confirmation if what I'm saying is aligning to what other people are saying, right? So usually I do my TA at night. I wake up, I look at the market again, and then as I'm looking at the market and looking at what's going on, I start doing research. And I listen to these YouTubers that, if they do have videos during that time, I watch their videos and see if I learn anything new or if I miss something in my TA, right? So Blockchain Backer is like the first thing I always watch in the morning. This guy's with the TA and fundamentals, really, really good. He keeps it in the real. He's not like a hyped guy, so some people might not connect to him. He's not like crazy like Crash and Max. I think they're a little bit more energetic. This guy's a little bit more like just chill, and he's very technical. So if you don't like the very technical data, you might not really enjoy this guy too much, but to me, I enjoy that, right? So Blockchain Backer is a really good one. He's going to mix it with a little bit of TA with fundamental analysis, but he keeps it very, very simple. He doesn't do it like to the point where like you have to be a TA person to understand this. He walks you through these charts and tells you in a very simple format for those that are not too aware of TA, right? So this guy's really good. Another guy that I would recommend watching, guys, and this is my list right here. This is what I watch. I'm telling you, on the daily. Every day I watch these people. These are people that I could go ahead and vouch for so far. Blockchain Backer is someone that I've recently started watching of this year. But Gregory Mannarino, guys, I've been watching him since 2017. I've literally freaking met him in Vegas 2 years ago, dude. Freaking, he's like someone I look up to, bro. Like, he's freaking hilarious. But this guy used to work in Wall Street, and he pretty much, like, I guess, exposes the market. This guy right here, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're the kind of person that, understands what's really going on in this world, what we're seeing is not true, and you're more into that conspiracy theorist kind of person where like you know that what's going on in the world is not, it's full of BS, this guy is the person you want to watch. He's going to keep it real. He tells you every freaking play of what the US is going to do, every freaking play that's going to happen in the market. He literally predicted the scandemic. I remember watching him in 2017. He was warning for a Black Swan event. He didn't say it was going to be exactly the pandemic, but he warned for a Black Swan event, and he freaking nailed it. He called it, bro. And I was watching him months before that happened, right? So when he called that, I had even more respect to this guy, that this guy was able to keep me informed with the fundamentals of the market. This is mostly the U.S. stock market. He's going to go over, the debt bubble. He's going to go over like what banks and institutions are doing, bank failures. He's going to keep it real, dude. So like if you're the kind of person that is open to understanding the truth of what goes on into this financial market and global economy, this is your guy to go to. If you're very sensitive to what you hear, like you don't want to go ahead and hear the truth, and I'm just going to keep it as that because I do not want to get censored. But if you do not want to hear the truth of what's going on in the world, and you don't want to go ahead and keep up to date of how this whole entire world is literally a freaking playbook, bro. They're freaking playing you and I every freaking day. They're playing us. What we're seeing in the market is not true. It's fugazi, bro. It's literally made up. They have full control and ownership of this system, and they're playing every one of us every freaking day. Everything that we're seeing in the media controlled, bro. So if you have that kind of mindset, this is the guy to go to. If you're too sensitive and you do not want to know the truth about the world, about how we're getting played, how the system is being run up on us, and how we could take advantage of that system by following their plays, this is the guy to go to. If you're not ready to expose that side of the world, or that thought process, do not watch this guy. You will get like freaked out, bro. I'm telling you. When I first started watching him and I came across him in the beginning when a buddy of mine told me about him, I was watching him under 15,000 subs. And the stuff he talks about has you questioning everything. It literally almost scares you to a point where I had a buddy of mine who recommended me him, and he doesn't watch him anymore because he's like, dude, I just get too stressed out. Like, I just don't want to know too much of this. Like, this is too much for me to handle. Like, I do not want to know what's going on in the world because it scares me. And there's people like that. And I remember listening to his videos and watching him, and I'm like, dude, I just know too much. Like, I kind of wish I had never heard this, because now I look at the world at a different viewpoint. So it does kind of traumatize you a bit. I'm not going to lie. It's going to keep you up at night thinking, guessing, questioning your life, and questioning everything that we've been lied to. So if you're that kind of sensitive person, or you're in a state of, in your mind right now, or in personal life, that you might not be able to handle that or handle the truth yet, I wouldn't recommend watching him. This is the kind of things that I recommend everybody to be exposed to, but it's not for everybody, right? This is going to definitely take you out of a different mindset, and I'm going to keep it real. It might drive you almost crazy, because when I started watching him, I was like, dude, what? This is freaking crazy, dude. I just can't believe it. I was like shocked for days. I would listen to him, and I would have to take breaks. There would be times where I would have to go days without listening to him, because what I would listen, I'm like, dude, this all makes sense, man. And it was actually kind of scary. So this is the one I would highly recommend if you're willing to, if you've explored that side of the world, of the financial world especially. He keeps it real. You're going to be able to understand where things are going. As you see this last video, ATM runnings out of cash. He keeps it real. As I said, he was really big in the market. I think he worked for Goldman Sachs, and he was working in the medical field as well, and he was in the Navy. So this guy keeps it really real. He's really hilarious too. I'm actually a mod in his channel, so that's pretty fun too. But anyways, with that being said, those are the people that I would recommend watching. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my list, I would say. If any of you guys recommend anybody else, I'm definitely open. Right now, as far as when it comes to TA, I'm very specific and particular to who I listen to. Another person that I would say is pretty good to listen to is Andy from Bitcoin Senses. This guy is a very cool, calm, collective kind of guy when it comes to TA. So I also recommend watching Andy. I think he's not too much like on the risky side of things. He's more of like a conservative trader, which I think you kind of need to have a balance of everything, right? You need to have the person that's like very, very degenerate like myself, and then someone that's going to speak some sense into you and show you and tell you with charts and technical analysis and LEO wave theories and fixed range indicators and impulsive waves, which I don't even know that much of. I just know I just know the basics, because there's so much to TA. But there's another step to being technical in crypto and TA that you could go explore, such as like moon phases. You can, I know I always make fun of people that like, check out full moons, but apparently that's a correlation, man. Apparently whenever there's full moons, there's some sort of pump or some sort of dump. I don't know, but there's an actual freaking chart for that. Like, it's called like phases of the moon. I think we can look it up right now on TradingView. That's an indicator, bro. I didn't know that. I used to clown on everybody on that, but this guy's really good too as well. I would recommend watching him. Those are the people that I watch when it comes to TA, and that's how I'm able to go ahead and come up with my predictions and my analysis. I typically start off with doing my own TA, then I go ahead and watch these people's videos. I always start off with Gregory Mannarino to get my insight of what's going on in the fundamental market in the US. And then I watch Blockchain Backer just to go ahead and get those crypto news. And then I watch the remaining people as entertainment. And then Andy, I go ahead and watch him here and there because he's really good with TA. So I don't want to be too related to his TA, but I do watch his videos here and there. But I just don't like to be too much influenced by others' perspective of the market until I come up with my decision, right? And then watching everybody's perspective helps me see what I missed or what I didn't do correctly, right? So that's a kind of approach I recommend a lot of you to have. As you mentioned, my list is mostly only traders. I don't really watch influencers. I don't listen to influencers. They're full of BS. If you want entertainment purposes, I would recommend them. But I haven't met any influencer yet that I would say that I would recommend watching personally. Besides the people that I've mentioned, and these are people that are actual traders in the market and actually trade the market. There's going to be a lot of influencers that don't actually trade this market. There's a lot of influencers that just get shilled. They just shield because they get paid to talk about the market, right? So there's obviously more like DeFi people that I'm listening to. I'm listening to smaller channels. I think there is obviously a few crypto channels that I follow just to see what they're saying and what they're doing. But so far, another one that I would say I like a lot is Sammy Loyal. This guy's really good too, all about TA. Keeps it real. Wolves of Crypto, this guy's pretty good too. I just followed him again. I haven't watched him in a while. But Sammy Loyal is like something I watch like constantly, bro. And that's about it. I don't watch no Altcoin Daily. I don't watch Discover Crypto, even though I'm subscribed to them, but I don't watch any of these guys. I think by the time you're watching a lot of these guys, man, especially the bigger influencers, you're already late to the information. By the time you're learning about a meme token or you're learning about something, these bigger channels, by that time you're exit liquidity. So I'm really careful with who I listen to on that side. Project Moongold is good too. Let's go ahead and check out Project Moongold. If you guys recommend anybody, just go ahead and put them down in the description, man. Like I said, my goal is to go ahead and learn as much as possible and just become better on my analysis and trading. So Project Moongold, I'm going to go ahead and check this guy out. I've never seen him. That's interesting. This space is so big, but yet so small. Yeah, I've never heard about this guy. I'm going to watch this guy. Yeah, really cool. I'm gonna keep this guy's notifications on just so I won't miss a video. So I'm gonna go ahead and what am I gonna do? Let's see, can I duplicate this link? No, we're just gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it like that so when I end the stream in a few minutes, I could go ahead and check out his content. But with that being said, let's go ahead and look at some base meme tokens. We are seeing, I know I'll go on these little rants, guys, but I just want to go ahead and make a lot of this clear because I think a lot of you should be exposed to good traders out there. You're going to see where pretty much what I'm saying, it's also aligning to some of these other traders that I mentioned, right? A lot of them are not going to be 101 because as I mentioned, I first do my analysis and then I watch them, or I try not to watch them too much because I do not want to be influenced by them. But my analysis usually comes from my own predictions, so I could be wrong and I could be right? And then watching these other influencers kind of help me if I miss a point, or maybe I didn't see this part of the chart, right? So that's why I keep my open mind to that. But when I'm making these videos on my predictions, these are solely from my opinion only, and it's from my analysis that I believe that's going to go that way, right? It's not from getting influenced by other people. And that's why you have to be very, very careful, because getting influenced into your decision, good or bad, could really affect you. So this is the reason why I show you this, so you could understand it, and then you play around with it yourself and then try to figure what decision you want to take, right? So Benny's doing pretty good too as well. We're going to go ahead and see how Benny does. If Benny doesn't hold within this range right here, we could go ahead and see Benny fall back down to this range right here, which is not too bad. And it's not too, I don't want to say it's not bad or it's not too good, but we could go ahead and see another additional 67% correction. So don't be surprised if we do see that happen. So just be very, very careful, guys. Like I said, dollar cost averaging is your best bet. There could be a possibility that we might not even go that low and we just reverse right here and we moon. But there's also that possibility that we could go ahead and lose that support and come back down over here, which is going to definitely fake out a lot of people. But when you start zooming out into the chart, it's still very, very bullish, right? If we go ahead and put it in log, look at that. Regardless of the case, it's still bullish. Still a very bullish chart. Even if we were to go from over here and fall down and then just bounce, it's still bullish overall. Look at that. It's still bullish. This is what's going to happen. But as I mentioned, I don't know how long it's gonna take. It might take 3 months. It might take 6 months. It just all depends on where Bitcoin dominance goes in the next coming weeks. And in my opinion, it's looking like Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, and we might see that $85,000 Bitcoin short squeeze, and that will cause a lot of the meme tokens and altcoins to temporarily take a hit into the market, right? So that's what I'm seeing. Just be prepared and be alerted to that if we do see that happening. Obviously not financial advice. This is just me as a friend talking to you. Consider dollar cost averaging into your positions. I think we talked about some very cool key points that I was even impressed by myself. Like, I didn't even know that I had that much SHIB, and when I sold before I had a major run up. So you learn something new every day, right, guys? So this is what I'm really trying to show you here, is that as long as we're aware of what's going on, we should be able to time this market. I don't want to say 100%. But we should be able to have a better capability to see where the tops or bottoms will be compared to most people that are entering this market, right? So I think that's a really good sign. I did want to talk about this token right here, Moonbase. I am not invested in Moonbase. Apparently, I was watching this YouTuber today, and I know it just said that I don't watch YouTubers, but I've been wanting to learn more about like Base and like DeFi. In Base, so I have been like open to like listening to DeFi traders, I guess if you want to call them, that actually are invested in DeFi. And I came across this guy. I don't even remember his channel. Honestly, just popped out of my on my page this morning, and I was watching him. And towards the end, I think it was a video on how to trade meme tokens on Base, which his advice was not that impressive, to be honest. Not trying to throw shade at the guy, but I don't even remember his channel, but it wasn't nothing new that I learned. I'm just like, bro, like, it sounds really cool what you're saying, and it sounds like impressive, but in reality, I didn't learn anything new. Like, I'm sorry to be that kind of person, but I didn't learn anything new from this video. But I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and give this guy a try. It might not be good to me because I already know this shit, but maybe this guy does provide value. So I subscribed to him. I gave the video a like. And I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to watch him because that's typically what I do. Same thing when it comes to these charts. Same thing when it comes to these projects. I like to go ahead and hear people out, take a look at the charts, and then decide on my decision. And that's what all of you should do as well. So he was shilling Moonbase towards the end. I'm not sure if he was getting paid. It could be. Wouldn't be surprised. But he was talking about how Moonbase is the first reflection token, meaning it's non-deflationary, if I'm saying that correctly. It's kind of like Safe Moon, pretty much like Safe Moon, how it just always pumps up. So apparently this is like the real legit moon base, like the first actual real reflection token on base that actually has real reflections to what you're getting, and you're earning about 4% in rewards in wrap ETH. So let's go ahead and look into this website. I haven't even looked into it. I literally just had it on my on the site right here because I was like, let me go ahead and review it with the community together, and let's go ahead and see what we see. And what we could go ahead and find out about this project. Is it bullish or is it not? I don't know. This is my first time really looking into it. As I heard, I saw it. I heard it from a show on a YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and see how Base really is. So welcome to Moon Base, not your ordinary token on Base chain. Earn wrap ETH by simply holding Moon Base. 5% tax on all buys and sells. 4% rewards and wrap ETH to holders. 1% goes to operations. We have some upcoming partnerships that will allow you to earn more yield on your holding. So I was not part of the Safe Moon run-up last bull run, but I was part of a token that was a reflection. It was with it was called Sriracha Inu, and it was on Binance Smart Chain. And what they provide is that as long as you would hold their token, you would get wrap BNB. And literally there was times as when the market was pumping, bro, and this is what I want to tell you about. This is the reason why I was really interested into this. Typically with these tokens, as there's people buying and selling, you get a reward out of it. We're getting about a 4% reward, and they're taxing a 5% buy and sell tax. 4% of that buy and sell tax is going to the 1% of operations, which means I'm assuming the team, right? So realistically, we're getting about an 8% buy and sell. So actually an 8% rewards in wrap ETH. So meaning as the chart is pumping, when there's buys, you're getting 4% out of that. If there's people dumping and there's a massive dump on the chart, guess what? You're getting a 4% out of that. And 4% might not sound too crazy, but if there's massive volume coming in, I remember there's this one time on that token, on that reflection token, I literally made, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like $100 or $150 on just reflections, bro, just for holding on to the token. So I literally made money just from holding on to the token from the rewards, plus I made money as the token was pumping. So it's like you're literally double pumping your bag, right? So let's look into this. So you could go ahead and trade on Uniswap directly now. It's listed on Dex Screener. Bird Eye is waiting. Application is getting filled on CoinGecko. And let's go ahead and see their socials. Let's see what we could find on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think about this token down below in the description, by the way. So let's go ahead and see if we see any activity. Pretty good activity right now so far. Everybody hear that? Yes, we just smashed 1 million market cap. And yeah, congratulations on that. They actually weren't at 1 million earlier today when I was watching them. They were under 1 million. And I was like, yeah, we'll see if this actually pumps. So, you know, it is getting some pretty good, what is it called? Some pretty good activity. Not too bad. LP contract renounce, reflections and wrap ETH. So they literally just launched on May 3rd, I think it's what it looks like. So they just recently launched. Yeah, so they recently launched. So they've been in since April 27th. And I think they launched on May 3rd. So they just recently launched May 3rd. So they launched yesterday, bro. They launched yesterday, so we're not even like late to the freaking party. Like this is some alpha. Like I'm gonna try to see if I could come across some base. I don't think I will. I have no freaking money to throw into this market, unfortunately. This month was a month of just freaking bills, which I freaking hate when I have to do, man. I hate when I just have to pay, when my whole check just goes into bills, and you know I can't throw it into crypto, but that's what we got to deal with today. But in this month, but hopefully I could come across some money and I could throw some money on this, because based on what we're seeing right now, I mean, imagine all these people right here. Not only did their portfolio run up like crazy, but literally they also made money off the freaking volume, dude, as people were buying and selling, right? So this is a really interesting project. As I mentioned, I'm not part of this token. I wish I was. I wish the team would reach out for a partnership with this. Then I'd had money to freaking, dump onto this and buy. But it looks like they had 40% pre-sale, 10% centralized exchange listings, 10% giveaways, 10% marketing, and 30% liquidity. Contract is renounced. 4% goes to Wrap ETH, or 4% reflections on Wrap ETH for holders. Locked LP buy and sell tax with a 420, I think it might be a billion supply. Is it a billion? We have to check on that. We'll have to look into that. But this looks pretty cool. As I said, as excited as I want to get, I'm going to go ahead and put this on a back burner. And if I do get the opportunity to throw some money into this, I'm definitely going to throw some money into this. I don't see why not, especially if this is a real reflection token. And their supply is actually very low, guys. They have a 419 million supply. So their supply is very low. It's not in the billions, so it's already at 1 million market cap. So I do see this climbing very, very quickly. So hopefully I could go ahead and probably, scrape up some base and probably dump into this. I'm going to have to look at my portfolio. I don't want to take any profits on my Benny. I don't think it's worth doing that for a base right now. I don't, for that token. I might consider selling at a loss. I don't know, maybe, because I really don't want to, especially at a 32% dump now. But I might consider. Who the heck is outside my okay. I might consider selling at a 32% loss on Carl Johnson on CG, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and look at how this market acts. But yeah, let's not get emotional, right? We talk about this literally every day in the market. Like, we can't just FOMO into the market when we see a position. I would say your best bet, I'd probably throw in like a couple $100. If you could throw in like $100, I think that'd be cool. If you got the chance to throw some money, because I don't see this not doing well, dude, to be honest. Like, I do not see Moonbase not doing well. Realistically, I would wait, though. I would wait to see if there's going to be some sort of dump. As I mentioned, typically when we see these run-ups, we have to see that dump. But the thing is, where I don't see a lot of selling pressure coming in, and we are seeing a little bit, but what I am wondering is, I'm assuming a lot of people are just going to be holders. But we'll see. I would just say, just hold on to this, or just keep this on your watch list and just wait to see if you can see a reversal. There might be a reversal right here, and we might be followed with a 60% dump in the coming hours. So maybe in the next coming days, we might see that dump happen, or maybe we just see it just run up forever. So that's going to be the real question thing. Hopefully by then, when we do see this token react, I have some money to throw into this. But it looks like liquidity is also locked for 12 months. So it's looking pretty good. As I mentioned, this is a pretty high risk, high reward. But to me, the reflections is the only thing that's getting me excited. I'm like, dude, the reflections is where the money's at, man. If you've never been on a rebase token, on a reflection token, bro, you're missing out. That's really where the money's at. Crody is gonna go buck wild. Crash called it again. How's it going, Cali Gold? Crody. Let's look into Crody. I don't even know what Crody is, bro, to be honest. Oh, it's on Solana, huh? I did see this. I did see him call this on his Telegram yesterday, I think it was, or today. Just like looking out my window, bro. I'm like, who the hell is pulling up? So Crody. I really don't trade Solana meme tokens, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know what the hype between Crody is. Drake has a Bengal cat named Crody. Okay, that's really bullish, man.
Oh, the cat's in the background too. That's a good look. Yeah, that's my cat right there.
Maybe for all the, I mean, you did it for all the dogs. Maybe
this is
next
for all the cats.
This is for all the cats.
Yeah, my cat's name is Crody.
The other cat as well. Karate?
Crody.
Crody.
Crody. You gotta say it like that though. Crody.
Crody.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers to Crody.
Hey, cheers to Crody, bro. Oh my god, man. This is hilarious, bro. This is bullish, bro. This is freaking bullish. I mean, like, if this wasn't bullish enough, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not in this token. I never heard about Crody. I only heard about it because of Crash. But like I mentioned, right now, me personally, I'm not jumping into any Solana plays. I'm kind of betting all in on base. But I don't know. I have to be open to the idea. As I mentioned, I've just gotten wrecked too many times on Solana. And last time I played with Solana was actually 2 days ago, I think. I actually launched a token with some friends, which we launched on Pump.Fun, and it was actually yesterday, bro. We launched on Pump.Fun, and we actually went to 300,000 market cap. So we actually got King of the Hill, right? So that was actually pretty fun. I've never launched a Pump.Fun token like that. That was actually just my first. This week was like my first week of launching on Pump.Fun like that. Typically, when we would launch tokens, we would launch them directly into Radium. But you know how Solana has been these last couple months. It's not the same game, especially when it comes to with development token, guys. Like, you have to understand the games that's being played behind the scenes, right? The only reason why I understand how a lot of these tokens run up is because I've launched multiple tokens myself with a group of friends, right? And our most successful token doing 800,000 market cap, right? At least with that team, right? So I've launched at least over 20, I think already 20 tokens, bro. Literally over 20 Solana tokens, which they all failed. But I could definitely say there has been some pretty good success ones that we've hit 200,000 market cap. Our best one being 800,000 market cap, and my recent one with actually I think I had two, bro. I had two pretty successful launches. I had one yesterday which hit 300,000 market cap or 210,000 market cap, and then we had that was launched on Pump.Fun. We got it into King of the Hill. And then within like less than 30 minutes, I think. And then we had another one launch on. That's why I didn't live stream 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday I didn't live stream, right? If I didn't live stream yesterday, yesterday I didn't live stream because I was launching a freaking token. But yeah, that thing did pretty well. Chicago, it's over 3 months old and was dead until Crash found it and bought a huge amount and started advertising it. Yeah, it's typically how it happens, bro. Usually what happens with a lot of these tokens is that they're completely dead, and then you just have like a huge influencer or like a huge group of whales just buy the token up, and then when they buy up the token, they just go ahead and shill it, and then they just dump on their community. Yeah, anything Crash freaking buys, bro, is probably worth buying. I would consider most of these positions, though, like being like just quick run-ups. I probably wouldn't recommend holding on to Crody. I don't know. Like I said, just being based, just from being solely on Solana tokens, bro, like these are just not healthy pumps. And most of these times are just pump and dumps, right? So I'd just be careful with this. I hope that if you did take advantage of this initial bottom to this top, I hope you took some profits, but just don't diamond hand any of the Solana projects, in my opinion. And Solana, it's a lot more shady, and it's full of jeets. So as soon as you see the market correcting and people selling or someone FUDing, this thing's going to come down collapsing very, very quickly, right? So if you are interested in Crody, I wouldn't recommend buying right here. I would recommend to wait for a reversal. More than likely, this thing's going to crash 90%. If you do go ahead and see a correction on this, it's going to probably come back to these levels right here. And that's what it's really going to determine if this project is really successful based on hype. We could go ahead and see something like this where, you know, we come back up and make new all-time highs, or we could just go ahead and see this being the top and then falling back down, loses support, loses, and unfortunately this thing's dead. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think more than likely probably this scenario would be the case where it just dumps from here and then it reverses back up. So just be on the lookout, guys. Like I said, what I've learned early on is that with Solana plays, you just want to take profits, man. If you're in a project, just freaking take profits if it's a Solana play. Solana plays are just not worth, in my opinion, and I'm telling you based on experience from launching tokens, from freaking trading Solana tokens for a few weeks, literally endless 4 days of not sleeping, trading and understanding how these Solana tokens work and launching tokens. They don't last long, bro. So like these pumps usually, like, they don't last too long. So just take profits. Don't FOMO. If anything, you're already too late to the party on Crody, in my opinion. I wouldn't advise anybody buying here. It could go up even higher, but I think it has a higher risk of it potentially dumping even more, right? But like I mentioned, I could be wrong. Maybe it pumps another 30x. But keep in mind, I mean, look how much this thing has already pumped. This thing has pumped at least over an 18x. An 18x, which is a lot, bro. 18 freaking x. It's an 18,000. Yeah. So yeah, it is a. Wait, no, I think it's more than an 18x, bro. I'm tripping. It's more than an 18x. It's actually a 16,000%. So it's 160x, bro. It hit 160 to 180x. So like literally a 200 freaking x. That's freaking insane, bro. Congrats to anybody that just freaking hit that, you know? That's freaking insane. Yeah, but I mean, look at that breakout right here. I mean, there's a lot of buying pressure still, dude. This is the thing with tokens like this. It's just super risky because realistically, this thing could run up and have another initial run up from here. Like this thing could literally just keep on climbing up. You could just keep on going on forever. So if you do decide to take the risk, you know, just DCA. But as I mentioned, with Solana plays like this, it's a hit or miss. And I wouldn't buy run-ups like that. I wouldn't buy a freaking 180x run-up, bro. For me personally, I wouldn't. But like I said, to each his own. Typically, don't buy green, buy red. In my opinion, I think you missed out on Crody if you didn't buy in. So just be careful if you do buy and you do see this thing collapsing. Don't be surprised. But I do think a correction will be needed for this, which is healthy, right? You guys got to keep in mind this is healthy. If we do see this happen, 90% correction, and everybody's still bullish, then you know it might be worth entering this. So I'll definitely go ahead and keep a look on this. I'm gonna go ahead and see how it acts in the next coming days, and when I get the chance, if I have some Solana to throw into this, I'll definitely go ahead and swing trade this, because I wouldn't mind swing trading this with a nice freaking like over 6x or so. Yeah, over a 6x. I wouldn't mind at all. Yeah, exactly. Getting in with the multiple zeros maybe, but not at 0.02. No, yeah, 100%. I mean, I just like to go ahead and say that just because I'm telling you guys, for me personally, I wouldn't touch this. At least now that it pumped. Like I did see Crash call it, but I wasn't paying attention because I was like, dude, honestly, I don't even like jump into Solana. I thought it was a Solana play, and I was like, whatever. But whatever you guys want to do, I wouldn't recommend it. This is usually where you want to go ahead and wait off to see where the market reacts, and if it dumps, then take advantage of the dip. If not, it's up to you on that. But anyways, I hope all of you enjoyed today's live stream. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Unfortunately, I do have to go ahead and get going. I have a meeting, I believe, in about 20 something minutes. So I'm glad I checked the time. So I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Make sure to go ahead and use my links down below in the description, especially Blofin, no KYC, where you could go ahead and leverage trade or spot trade. Similar to Bybit, takes literally less than 3 seconds to create an account. And as well, don't panic if you do see any market reversals, and don't FOMO into buying tops. I think since we were talking about it, it was at 22 million market cap, and it has now shifted to 20.65 million market cap. So it's definitely showing some selling pressure now. So just be cautious with all of this. You're actually right, but you can trade in and out and make something that's steady been going up. No, yeah, 100%, man. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, to me, to my liking on Solana plays, like, this is way too risky for me. And as a trader, I just don't like trading, like, what's going on this chart right now. I'm not saying this can't go ahead and pump. This could pump another additional 10-20x. But like for me personally, as I'm saying, this is a too high risk with a very little reward, in my opinion. The real money was made right here. The real money was made from this bottom to all the way over here, which is literally over like a 500x. This is where the real money was made, right? So if you didn't get into Crody within these ranges right here, in my opinion, you're going to be exit liquidity. That's just all I'm saying. It's up to you. But to me personally, like I think this is too much of a high risk, low reward play for me. Even if I was to scalp this and swing trade it, it just wouldn't really excite me too much on the gains. And as I mentioned, spending hours on the charts on Solana meme tokens, and as well as launching tokens, I know how quick the pumps could die on Solana. I know how influenced they are by other factors that could be like the team selling, influencers dumping, callers, called, and that's why they pumped, and now they're gonna dump. So there's a lot of little factors like that are behind the scenes that if you don't understand how a lot of these tokens run up, you're probably going to think they're going to run up forever, but eventually they will come crashing down. And when they come crashing down, they're going to fall down very, very quickly. So just be very careful. It's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not going to go up, and it can go up, but I'm just saying that for me personally, to me, it's too much of a high risk, high reward. I would have rather been loving a risk down over here. If I knew about, Crody down to these zones right here, I'd be more than glad to throw in some money, but congrats on everybody that took that play. And if you did, take profits and don't FOMO. Don't FOMO. That's the most important thing. I really appreciate all of you coming in today on today's live stream. As I mentioned, I do have a meeting I have to run to this late, unfortunately. But I appreciate Tillery, appreciate Happy, Jackson, Callie, long time no see, bro. Glad to see you here. Who else showed up? Jackson, I already said Jackson. So I appreciate all of you right now tuning in, and for all those that I know you're watching but are not saying anything, I really appreciate all of you, and I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch all of you possibly tomorrow. If we see some action in the market tomorrow, best believe I'll make a video. If we don't, then I'll catch you guys on Monday. All right, so take care, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you